Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to this special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. It is that time of the week again to count down the 10 hottest cards of the week, and you are in for a treat this week, I tell you. Tons of interesting things happening in this top 10. Now, Streets of New Capenna previews have been going on all week. As you can imagine, they are having a big influence on some card prices. And there's other things going on too. We're going to dig into all of it in just a moment, but quickly before we get started, just a fast reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use the Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Currently, you can pre-order Streets of New Capenna products there. They have the items you see on the screen as well as the commander decks, plus they have a whole lot of other things on their website. Remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, whenever you use the promo code HEROES, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated, so thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 10, Plain Bound Accomplice. This is up 332 this week to 401. That is a 483% increase. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. This is a good time to let you know how we compile our top 10 every week. We look at two major pieces of criteria. The first is a percentage increase in the value of the cards. And secondly, we want to see a true increase in sales. So if you're expecting a card to be in the top 10 and it does not show up, well, it fell short in one or both of those categories. With that out of the way, let's talk more about Plain Bound Accomplice. So this currently does see a tad bit of commander play, but that's not why it's moving the way it is right now. It is moving because of a Streets of New Capenna preview card. In the not too distant future in Modern, players might be using this to start a new combo. Plain Bound Accomplice can get the card I'm about to show you into play quickly. That is Vivien on the Hunt. Why would I want to do that? Well, check this out. First, I go ahead and get Vivien on the Hunt into play quickly. Then I use the +2 ability, sacrifice Plain Bound Accomplice to get Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian will let you flicker Vivien, which will now let you sacrifice the Guardian to get Karmic Guide. Karmic Guide can then bring Felidar Guardian back from the graveyard, letting you again reset Vivien, but this time you can sacrifice Felidar for Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. Kiki-Jiki can then make a copy of Karmic Guide to yet again bring Felidar Guardian back, and at that point, Kiki-Jiki can continue to make copies of Felidar with haste. Each copy that comes in will flicker the Mirror Breaker so that it comes back untapped, and then when you have enough Cat Beasts with haste, you can go ahead and attack your opponent. The question will be, is this good enough? Is it fast enough for the Modern format? Time will tell, but right now a lot of people are very excited about the combo, and you can definitely see that in Plain Bound Accomplice's price point. Number 9 is Tempting Worm. This is up 355 this week to 494. That is an 83% increase. So this is an older card that's yet to be reprinted, and it has seen a tad bit of commander play in the past, but it is poised to see a lot more commander play in the future. Why is that? Well, there is a card that's going to be in the Streets of New Capenna commander deck, Riveter's Rampage, that has people interested in this, as well as a number of other cards in our top 10 today. Let's take a look at that card. It is the Beamtown Bullies. Now, the picture's really blurry because this has not yet officially been previewed, but we have seen pictures of the back of the commander decks, and that's where this came from. So this card has been pretty common knowledge for a number of days now. I'm sure it will be previewed very soon at this point if it hasn't already been previewed by the time you watch this video. In case you're having trouble reading that rules text, I'll just go ahead and read it for you quickly. It has Vigilance and Haste. Tap. Target opponent whose turn it is puts target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under their control. Notice it does say non-legendary. It gains haste, goad it. At the beginning of the next end step, exile it. Long story short, basically, you can give Tempting Worm to an opponent if it's in your graveyard. Then you and all your other opponents are able to put any number of artifact, creature, enchantment, and or land cards from their hand into play. This is especially interesting in 1v1 Commander, but still might be decent in a political or Pillow Fort build in a traditional Commander game as well. Honestly though, Tempting Worm is not even the best card to use with this. We're going to see some more in a few moments, and some of the best ones didn't even make our top 10. Leveler comes to mind, for example. Number 8 is Eater of Days. The Mystery Booster copy up 554 this week to 619. That is an 858% increase. The Darksteel copy up 557 to $7. That is a 389% increase. Okay, this traditionally is another card that has seen a little commander play, but it is also another card moving because of the Beamtown Bullies. Again, this interaction might be better in a 1v1 commander game, but I'm sure we're going to see this in traditional commander games too. As a matter of fact, we're going to see another card in just a few moments that could combo pretty well with Bullies as well as Eater of Days. Number 7 is Robe of Stars. This goes up 769 this week to 1271. That is a 153% increase. This is from the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Aura of Courage Commander deck, and it has recently seen increased Commander play in a popular build around a card from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. That is Lightpaw's Emperor's Voice. Number 6, Despotic Scepter. This is up 781 this week to 999. That is a 358% increase. This is another older card that's yet to be reprinted, and traditionally it's just seen a little Commander play. But yes, it is another card that Commander players are picking up to put in decks with the Beamtown Bullies. It is a cheap way to save the creature you gave away from exile and allow you to use it again. It can be quite nasty with Eater of Days or a number of other cards. This no doubt will be in every version of the Beamtown Bullies deck. And since it is already a hard-to-find card, this one could get pricey, assuming it's not getting a reprint anytime soon. Number 5, Devoted Druid. The Shadowmoor copy goes up 793 this week to 1090. That is a 267% increase. That one was common, by the way. The Ultimate Masters copy, which is uncommon, as you can see, is up $11.09 to $14. That is a 381% increase. Currently, this does get Modern Play and Devoted Combo, as well as Abzan and Naya Elves decks. In Commander, this does get a fair amount of play too. Sometimes it shows up in Sith's Harvest hand decks, and those have been more popular recently due to the enchantment support that came from Neon Dynasty. Why is this moving the way it is now? Well, again, it ties into a Streets of New Capenna preview. The card is Luxior, Giada's Gift. So this with Devoted Druid could get you unlimited green mana on turn 3 in Modern, for example. Will that be a thing? Well, I guess time will tell, but I could see it happening, and I could also see this happening in other formats as well. If nothing else, I'm sure you're going to see this in Commander quite frequently for a while. Plus, if you want to get a little more spicy, toss in Viridian Longbow, then you don't even have to find anything to use that green mana on. You can just simply repeatedly deal 1 damage to any target. Number 4, Hellcarver Demon of 1709 to 1820, and this might be a record for these special episodes of the Market Watch. This is up 1,534% this week. Okay, traditionally this saw a tad bit of Commander play, but again, it is another card moving because of the Beamtown Bullies. Simply if you give away this card with the Bullies, you could lock an opponent out of the game. Again, that might be especially devastating in a 1v1 Commander game, but even in traditional games, I'm sure this combo is going to show up. Number 3, Temporal Trespass, the only card that repeated from last week. It goes up 1997 though to 43.98. That is an 83% increase. It is in various Commander builds, including Yuriko the Tiger Shadow, and those have been popular recently due to the ninja support in Neon Dynasty. But the real reason this card has been hot recently ties into Pioneer. The Pro Tour is coming back, and the format for the first season's regional championship tournaments is, you guessed it, Pioneer. So a lot of players are scrambling to get these decks together, and guess what? This is in the Izzet Phoenix deck, which is a popular and very successful deck in the format. Number 2 is Rin and Ciri Inseparable. The non-foil copy, that's the one you would find in the collector booster packs. That one goes up 21.78 to 42.75 for a 104% increase. The foil buy a box promo goes up 25.13 to 43.43. That's up 137%. Currently, you know this is a very popular Commander, but Streets of New Capenna is bringing some cat and dog support. In addition to a number of cards that have already been previewed, Mark Rosewater said to expect even more. An artifact creature Treasure Dog, as well as a legendary creature Cat Citizen. But let's look at some of the cards that have already been previewed that you might want to play with this in the future. We have Mage's Attendant, that's a cat rogue. Black Market Tycoon, that's also a cat rogue. Jetmir Nexus of Revels, that's a legendary creature cat demon. Now this next card is not a cat, it's a legendary creature elf druid, Ginny Faye Jetmir II. However, this is one of the more interesting ones to me. It lets you replace any token that you might be creating with one of the tokens this card can make. Either a cat or dog token with the qualities you see there. And it's not just a creature token, remember. This is any token. It could be a clue token. It could be a food token. I find that kind of interesting. Chrome Cat. Then you have an artifact creature cat. Now the last 3 cards are not from the set proper. They're from 2 of the different Commander decks. Kit Kanto Mayhem Diva, a legendary creature cat bard druid. And you have Fabine Boss's Confidant, which is a legendary creature cat advisor. They're both in the Cabaretti Cacophony Commander deck. Rin and Ciri might be a good upgrade there, perhaps. And the last card does not have matching color identity with Rin and Ciri, but I thought I'd show it to you anyway. It is Kroos Defense Contractor, and it is another cat advisor. That one you will find in the Bedecked Brokers commander deck. And coming in at number 1 is Wargate. Mystery Booster up $29.99 to $33.75. That is a 798% increase. The Alara Reborn copy up $39.54 to $43.98. That is an 891% increase. What if I told you this card is not jumping like this because of a Streets of New Capenna preview card? Well, it's actually moving because of a modern deck. Before we get to that though, this recently did get increased commander play in some Go Shintai of Life's Origin commander decks. Sometimes you'll see this where a card gets kind of popular for a while, and the market begins to just dry up a little bit, then something else comes along and another different group of players gets interested in the card, and I think that's what's happening here, because now modern players want this one. So this is part of the Wargate deck, which typically runs 4 copies of this, as well as 4 copies of Tamishi Reality Architect and Lotus Bloom. Obviously, those 3 cards are your mana engine in the deck. Then they run some number of copies of Cultivator Colossus to just keep things going, and Finale of Devastation typically is the finisher. Now, the deck itself has been around really ever since Kamigawa Neon Dynasty came out, but recently it has been gaining momentum. Ultimately, we'll have to see how well it does in the meta once players are expecting it and they can prepare for it, but right now, the deck is doing pretty well. Wow, that is going to do it for the top 10 this week, and as you can see, there's a lot happening right now in the secondary market. Streets of New Capenna cards are moving a lot of prices, obviously, but that's not all that's happening. There's interest in Pioneer, interest in Modern, interest in Standard, too. A lot of Standard cards, I think, are going to be moving once people start wrapping their head around that format for the next season. And, of course, Commander is always Commander. Anyway, since so much is happening, remember to tune in this weekend to our regular episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, where we deep dive into everything that's happening in the secondary market. Until then, though, stay safe out there. Hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.